Hi there and welcome to Concordant Bays with Mr. Mercer. In this very brief clip I'm going to explain to you how a concordant bay is made. The first thing to understand is exactly why they're called concordant bays, and the easiest way to remember it is that the three rock types that you can see in orange, grey and dark grey on your screen run in parallel to the sea. At least they do in the textbook example. Typically, you'll find that the rock type nearest the sea might be a harder rock. Perhaps limestone is a good example to use in your answer. Beyond that, further inland is a band of softer rock, perhaps clay. And further inland is another strata or band of rock, again harder. In this instance, sandstone. Not a particularly hard rock, but nonetheless harder than clay. The process is very straightforward, and you'll score good marks by talking about the main processes of erosion by the sea. So I would focus on those being abrasion and hydraulic action. Those two are always a good starting point, though there are others that you can talk about, such as wave pounding. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, the sea attacks the harder rock limestone, and it attacks it at a point of weakness, perhaps a joint within the rock formed by isostatic uplift, or perhaps where a river has flowed out across the land to the sea. Nonetheless, it attacks a weakness within the rock, and it breaches the rock, like so. Now, again, here's where you want to use your processes. I would say that abrasion, which is when rocks within the water are thrown against the limestone, wear the limestone away. Hydraulic action, which is when bubbles of gas are forced into weaknesses within the rock, shattering it apart, wears the rock away. Wave pounding, which is when the physical weight of the water hitting the limestone wears it away. I would go into this kind of detail with each of the processes and then point out that these result in the harder rock being breached. Once the harder rock is breached, then the waves have a much easier time of eroding away the softer clay. You can refer to the process of differential erosion here, and consequently a wide arc-shaped bay, known as a concordant bay, is formed. However, this progress that the sea rapidly makes is checked, or stopped, or slowed down by the harder rock in the form of the sandstone. And that's pretty much how a concordant bay is formed. To score any more marks, you would have to start talking about weathering processes. For example, salt crystallization, biological weathering, or even freeze-thaw would be valid. The main revision point to take from this is to know the processes of erosion and weathering along coastlines. As long as you know those, you can't go too far wrong in a question such as this. Okay, I hope that helped. If you've got any questions, come and find me in class.